Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2022 Audi GT E-Tron RS. This is the vehicle you want if you're going to buy an electric car. Trust me, we have been driving the GT as well. You can check that out on our channel. We've driven the E-Tron, that's the SUV. But one of the things that I really like about this car is there's so much to it that it is a true performance car. And that's what Audi's always been about, building that specific German type of vehicle with a modern design and technology as well as safety. So we'll start off with the front. Love these LED headlights. I don't know if you can see that they're on. They're all this edging. When you hit the turn signal, they sequential, which is fabulous. Further down, you've got your blacked out Audi logo, and they made it look, again, just like the E-Tron GT. They made it look like a car so that it didn't look unusual to you. I've always said that the Teslas look like Dementors. They seem to suck your soul. They're just utility pieces of equipment and appliance. This is not. This has personality. This has design. It has emotion to it, which is what is missing from a lot of the electric cars. Underneath, you've got all of your safety features underneath. That is part of this package, which is standard, starting at $139,000. Now, this gets 81 MPGe, and it does have a 90+ kilowatt battery, and it charges on that 800 watts, which means super quick charging, which is great. The car is also very super quick. We'll be driving it through Angeles Crest here in Los Angeles. We have an opportunity to drive this for 1 hour, so you're going to get the first bite of this vehicle, and then we'll do a full review down the road when we get to have a couple days with this vehicle, which I would truly enjoy. That full review will be coming very soon. We do more than first looks of new vehicles and first drives. We also give you full car reviews, and we give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell, because you don't want to miss anything. All right, we just got into the 2022 Audi e-tron GT. This is the RS. This is the high performance, top of the line, spectacular looking vehicle. Like I said from the outside, it is just beautiful. We're going to now shift over from the comfort, which we were using on the highway, to the dynamic. Now, once you hit the dynamic, everything changes. Just like on the GT, which we've also reviewed, this vehicle steps up the game to a whole new level. So now you've got a change in suspension, a change in feeling of the steering, a change in literally everything. And this is an electric car. And I have to say, if I was going to buy one, this would be probably the only one I would consider, this or a Taycan, because they're pretty much kissing cousins. They're also from the same company, which is Volkswagen Group, so there's a lot of shared components. It keeps the cost down low. Now, there are all the top safety features on this Audi Presense system that includes literally all of the lane departure warning and everything else. In a vehicle like this, you've got literally everything. You get your information in front of you. You can change the view if you want. Change over here. Use the full road, just like a race car. Entry, apex, exit. I'm not condoning this, but if you're going to have fun on this road, now is the time to do it. So you've got the different views you can have. I'm going to reduce this, change the view, virtual cockpit so I can see what's coming up in front of me. This is one of the top navigation systems available. Handles, oh, so flat. This is really, really amazing. An impressive performance machine. Very little input required in order to get maximum adhesion. This is fabulous. How could you not have fun in a vehicle like this? Apply the power, instant gratification, which is what this current society likes anyhow, so you would like that. The 800 watt battery means that you can use that super fast charging, which you can use at the Audi dealer, and I'm sure you could probably pawn in on the Porsche dealer in town if there's one. This is not a cheap vehicle. It starts at $146,000. This one is loaded at $161,000, and yeah, it's fun. We're gonna hit the apex here. Oh, the arrow's telling me, drift out. Okay. Entry, apex, exit. For those of you that are racers, this is a wonderful car for performance. I do like this car. This is really, really well designed and developed, but I wouldn't expect anything less from the Germans, nor anything less from Audi. The multimedia interface in the center is the same as all the rest of the Audis, so if you own an Audi, you've owned an Audi, you won't find it difficult to get used to this. Very intuitive, one of the best systems on the market. The shifter is slightly different. It is a slide, so it's just a slight bit different, but the same as the e-Tron GT. And this is what Audi's going to a more sophisticated, makes it cleaner, more modern, and it's very German, which means it's extremely specific. For quite a while, I know there's other journalists, we get an hour with each one of these cars with the World Car of the Year jury. This is running for electric as well as the overall World Car of the Year. It is pretty impressive. Everyone's been talking about it, and I see why. Could probably drive the full length, but then I'll be over my hour window and somebody else will be standing there looking at me saying, really? I've been waiting for this car. So I had to wait for this as well. So it's very easy to drive and it's very difficult to return to the other jurors who are looking to drive on a global basis. We've got 40 jurors here globally, and they're all here to test drive all the vehicles we can't typically get here in the U.S. No matter where you live, it's just part of how things have become. We've had a lot of fun driving this car. Let's go outside and I'll show you around the backside. Our test car is riding on Goodyear Eagle very sticky F1 tires and a 265/35 ZR21. These alloy wheels are really nice and gargantuan brakes, because remember, electric vehicles weigh more than that of a combustion engine. And so therefore you need a lot of whoa power because you've got a lot of go power, because you get instant reaction the moment you get in the vehicle. Going further back on this RS, it looks the same as a GT. It has a carbon fiber roof, and because this has a first edition package, it's a little over $1,000. It is pretty much carboned out. Carbon mirrors, carbon inlays, literally anywhere they could put carbon fiber, I think they did. If they didn't use carbon fiber, then they definitely used the Alcantara, which is on the steering wheel and other areas that are soft touch inside the car. One of the things I like about this vehicle is the Sportback design. It is clean, it is sleek, but yet it still has some utility to it. The hatch opens up. You have pass-through of a 40-20-40 split seat, tons of storage, as well as all of your charging connections here. It is pretty standard for that Sportback design, and everything is, of course, automated. I always wonder about all this electronics in a vehicle like this. This is why I suggest leasing a vehicle, because if there's a problem down the road, you won't be dealing with it. Let somebody else deal with it. Although I have to say, they should last a long time. The Germans are really good, but it hits that 50,000 mile mark, and that's when things kind of sometimes need a little bit of repair. There's a nice diffuser across the back. Just above that is that carbon fiber detail, which really is fabulous. e-Tron GT, and of course that famous RS logo. I've owned quite a few RS vehicles over my time, and that means you're going to get the most performance. We had a great time driving this four-door sedan all over Angeles Crest and Los Angeles. Although we only had a small time with it, I have to say I am super impressed with the vehicle overall. Not just the build quality, but the performance and the fact that it does what it says. Our test vehicle came in at $161,000. It is not your average daily driver. But if you've got the money and you're thinking, yeah, I might buy an electric car for that instant performance, this is something you should absolutely drive. Also, of course, test the Taycan, which is a very popular vehicle as well. But I think it's good to have a comparison. There's a lot of other vehicles also out there, but this one just impressed me, and that's not easy to do. If you liked our Ascari Blue RS e-Tron GT, put that in the comments down below. Of course, that's an additional charge for that, because that's what the Germans like to do, all these additional charges. Packaging this up, finding something on the lot where the dealer is willing to work with you is always a good thing to start that relationship with your local Audi dealer. I'll be posting more pictures of other vehicles we drove for the World Car of the Year jury. That's at all social media platforms at Lauren Fix. Check out our podcast, Total Car Score. We interview a lot of people behind the scenes that help make these vehicles possible, and you get to see some of the vehicles and hear about them before they hit the road. And don't forget to check out our website, carcoachreports.com, with English and Spanish content, because we want to give you lots of different perspectives before you make your final decision, because the dealer's going to sell you on the vehicle. We're here to give you knowledge and give you car smarts. Thank you so much for watching, and we're going to look forward to seeing you next time.